Hi everybody, we are going to work on the customizing views assignment in Google Classroom. If we follow the instructions, it says to type or key in the text from figure, I don't remember what the figure is, but the third attachment to your classroom. I have it typed up, so go ahead and pause this, and then whenever you are done typing, go ahead and come back and we will get started. I usually have the full screen, but for some reason it's only letting me do a window capture. I'm not sure why. I need to do a little investigation, but for the sake of helping you guys on your homework, we're just going to do this. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, on number 2, it says to save the document as project 1.2 mission statement. That is right up here. We are going to click in that, and then this is where you are going to type. Mine says 2 because I've already done it with the class. But you'll save it as whatever is in blue on number 2. Okay, so then once we're done with that, we can just click away, and then it says that's what our project will be named. So now on number 3, it says change the font of the entire document to Perpetua and font size 12. So either we can do two things. We can either highlight everything and then go that way, or I can just hit Control if you're on a PC, or Control if you're on a PC, Command if you're on a Mac, and Control A will select everything. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go to the Home tab, and we're going to, if you have it split screened, you're going to go to the 3 little dots right here. If you have full screen, it will just pop up, and we're going to click Font Name, and in here we're going to type Perpetua. Okay, go ahead and hit OK. Then we're going to go ahead and go back, and now we're going to go to the font size and hit 12, hit enter. It'll just make it a little bit bigger. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bold the text mission statement and change the font size to 24. So go ahead and highlight mission statement. If this pops up, we can just do it here. If that does not pop up, we can go back to our 3 dots and do it from there. Now what we also have to do is we have to bold it. So on our Home tab, we see a B right here. We're going to just hit that bold button. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go on to number 5. Use the Format Painter to duplicate the formatting of mission statement to the text, note to our customers, and note to our staff, then format each of these section headings to all caps. So we're going to head and use the Format Painter. Right here, it's on the Home tab. It's this little paintbrush. We're going to go ahead and click it. We have to have our selection, what format we want to copy, highlighted before we hit the Format Painter brush. And now do we see how my cursor has a little brush by it? Now if we highlight note to our customers, it will use that same style that we just did for mission statement. So now we go ahead and we're going to have to make sure our note to our customer is highlighted again. We're going to click on the Format Painter, and then we're going to go to note to our staff. And it didn't work. Why? Highlight, click, little paintbrush cursor. There we go. So now on number 5, it also has a second part. It says then format each of these sections headings to all caps. So have you ever used all caps lock, or you didn't mean to, or you want to capitalize something, you forgot? So now what we can do is we can just highlight this, go back to those 3 dots, or it might have this little symbol on your thing if you're full screen. That's what we want to click, and then we want to hit uppercase. We're going to go ahead and do that to all of them, all of the headings. Change case, uppercase. There we go. Number 5 is done. Now it says bold and italicize the first occurrence of the text Java Nation. Duplicate this format whenever the company name Java Nation appears. So our first words in the paragraph are Java Nation, so we're going to go ahead and highlight it. And we want to bold and italicize. So it's this B and this I, either here or here. Okay? Make sure those are clicked. And now we can use our Format Painter brush to go ahead and do the 3 other instances we see. So then we have it highlighted. We have to re-click our Format Painter brush every single time we want to use it. You can't do it multiple times. So click it, and then highlight. Beautiful. Okay, so then it tells us that there should be 3 more occurrences. So there will be 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is number 7 says change the orientation of the page to landscape. So what orientation is, it is the direction the page or the paper is standing. So portrait is if the long side of the paper is up and down. So that will be portrait. If it is landscape, that means the long side of the paper is like side to side. Okay, so then we're going to go to the layout tab up here and click it, orientation, and we want landscape. Okay, so now our paper should look something like that. If you ever want to zoom out and in, if you have a mouse pad, you can either pull your fingers away or put them together, or you can use this thing on the bottom, which works very well. And then, so that was number 7. Now what we're going to do is we're going to resize our page to a width of 7 and a height of 5. Okay, so back in that layout tab, we're going to go to the size. This is the physical size of our page. If you are on a Mac, yours will probably say in here 7 by 5, but on PCs we don't have that. Your Chromebook is a PC. So we go to custom page size, and then here's where I can then hit a width of 7 and a height of 5. We go ahead and hit OK. It'll look something like this. Now we're gonna do number 9. Says it's to change the margins to 0.25 on all sides, so 1/4 of an inch. What a margin is it is that white space around your text. Okay. If we type too long, have you ever been typing something and it'll automatically go to your page? It's because you've hit that margin limit, or there's like an inch here, there's an inch on all sides. Okay, but ours says we want it at a 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to come up to layout. The other side of orientation, it says margins. Sometimes you can pick which one right here, but we need custom margins. Sorry, wrong side. And then we can just highlight that and put period 2.5. It will automatically correct to a 1/4 of an inch. Well, 0.25 is 1/4 of an inch, but you get what I'm saying. Once we have that, we can go ahead and hit OK. It will do something of this sort. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to zoom out and in to make sure everything is correct, and yours should look just like mine. If you notice on the side, ours looks like sometimes you have this little thing. These little dots mean a page break, so this will be a new page. These are our headers and footers, which we will learn next assignment, and that's what that means. Alright, my bottom paragraph may look a little bit longer because I've already typed our number 12. So if you are to number 12 with me, you're going to go ahead and pause this video and type the paragraph that is in blue in your instruction sheet after serving our customers. You are going to type the remember this mission statement, that whole paragraph in blue right here. Before I move on, once you have that done, go ahead and unpause this. But one thing I want to let you know is there is no spaces between your heading. Like, there's only one enter, so you only enter once. There's not extra enters between your paragraphs and your headers or headings. Okay, so you should end up with it all on one page. We're almost done, guys. So number 13, we're going to underline the text of both colleagues and customers. So if you ever see in your instructions something in brackets, that is the actual text you are going to find in your assignment. So it says both customer or colleagues and customers. We just typed that, so we can go ahead and highlight both colleagues and customers. Okay, if this thing pops up, this is just a shortcut. We can hit underline, or we can go to our home tab and click the U, and that will underline my assignment. One thing, guys, I want you to be very aware of, I am going to start taking off for spelling and punctuations. You have a great tool at your fingertips that is spell check, so please be using that. I'm going to start taking off points for every time you have a punctuation or grammar error. If it's like this where Java Nation is trying to get mad at you because it's saying it's not a word, that is fine because that is a company name and I am aware of it. But if I have something in here say please misspelled, I will start taking off for that. If you need to use spell check, you can just type in spell check. You go into the editor settings. I want spelling and grammar. You can click okay, it will pop up pretty soon and it will spell check everything for me. Okay, now what we're going to do, so after you've done number 14, if you proofread it, it should look just like mine. You're going to go and turn it in. So if you know how to turn it in, go ahead and stop this. If you need help, I'm going to do this right now. So go ahead and go to File. We're going to go to Save As, Download a Copy, and hit Download a Copy. Then you're going to go into Google Classroom. I can't show you this actually because my Google Classroom is a teacher, not as a student, so mine looks different. But what you're going to do is you're going to hit Add or Create. Then you're going to hit Browse or File, then Browse. And then you can either click this and drag it, or you're going to go find this in your Recents if you're on your Chromebook. Then you make sure you hit that turn in, guys, because if it's not turned in physically, like you've hit the turned in button, I don't know you've turned it in, and I'm just going to automatically assume it says it's missing on my end. So make sure you hit that turned in button, okay? I'm going to go ahead and upload this. Have a great day, guys. If you have any questions, just come ask me. I'm here to help.